Hey guys, how you doing? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Zafra991, but you can call me Jack. And today we begin Season 2 of the EurAsia. Oh, actually Euro 75. There's everyone in the lobby. It's actually the EurAsia Season 2 for this one. We've picked the Toyota 86, an unpopular choice. And we are starting here in P5 with a not the best qualifying time, if I'm honest. Now let's try and focus on getting a good start. Make sure you like if you enjoy the video, guys. Subscribe if you're new, notification bell. Let's go. So this is Season 2. And we see some new faces there. We've got the Vest in P3. And there's also another driver as well, Chris Pro, somewhere behind us. And we're going to, unfortunately, due to our very slow acceleration, actually fall back. Although we do give Danny a heavy knock, so I do apologise. I did fall back in the grid here because I wanted to return a position. Of course, sneaks right through all of us. So of course we're going to make our way through. We're going to try and make our way through back to where we start, at least into P5. But it's early doors right now, and of course we're at Nurburgring GP here. So a track I still don't think I'm very fast at, but I do feel much more confident here now. This is going to be a little bit of a fuel saver, and more importantly, a tyre saver. Because it's a two-stopper, a one-stopper, and then I'm going to need to pit around lap 12 or 13. So we'll find out which one I go for. We're going to start on mediums, and then we're going to go to softs. So we see here, just ahead, Mac and Sneak are going to go side by side with each other, and Mac's actually going to knock Danny. So they're going to have a little bit of conflict there. So that means Sneak's going to go right through again. Again, sneaking up on the inside, or on the outside in this occasion. So we're going to find ourselves quite nicely into P8. We got Kevman right behind us. So you can see the logo, the lone wolf, is on the side. And what do you guys think of the intro? Leave a like. Let me know your thoughts. Comment below your favourite element of it if you want. And same with this race as well. Let me know if there's any good overtakes that you really like. There's actually some really nice ones to come. So obviously make sure you stay tuned for that and watch to the end. There's a lot of good stuff to come. So just to let you know as well, this livery that is on right now, my Toyota, this is made by Kevman, who is currently behind us, sitting in the Honda, which is actually going to be one of my top picks. I know my top 3 list consisted of the Honda, the WRX and the Toyota, and I just fell in love with the Toyota. So the only other person using this Toyota is Crazy Spaniel, who's actually in Lobby 1 this time. We're actually in Lobby 2, he's in Lobby 1, so we don't get to race up against him, but when we do, our main aim is to, of course, try and beat him. And of course the main aim, as always, is to try and beat Grandpa Goes Gaming. So he's actually in the other lobby as well. So we may see him next week, depending on how everyone finishes. But for now we're just going to focus on this grid and this lobby. So we've actually got a little bit of time lost to McFlurry up ahead, or Mac for short. So that's not ideal, and it does mean Kevman is going to start going on the attack very soon. Now skipping forward here, towards just over the halfway mark of lap 2. We're going to just try and get this right here in coming up to sector 3. Of course we've got a tricky set of corners, but they're not too bad. It's actually the chicane I think I struggle with. I put a lot of time into practicing this one, so I feel relatively, I feel alright, and I think after more and more time on here, I'm feeling a little bit better each and every time, which is always helpful. Also guys, if you do like what you see, make sure you do leave a like, subscribe. It did take me a lot of time to put that intro together and make sure this video is the best it can be by adding the music, just making sure it's all as smooth as possible, and of course bumping up to 1080p now. So just make sure you show some love. This is of course in the Race Asylum League, so if you want to be part of that, I'll leave a link in the description of the video below, where if you'd like to join, feel free to click that, and if there's any issues with it, just leave a comment and I can help with that. Of course, who knows, maybe after this season I'll start in a little bit faster. But what we want to do is focus on the now. And right now, Kevman is right on our bumper, as you can see there. And if we just watch up ahead here, we've got a nice little bit of camera work here, but Kevman just takes it away from us there. I think that was too good not to include, hence the thumbnail. Hint, hint, nudge, nudge. And this car as well is my weapon of choice for this season, and you're going to see why. It is very unique, to say the least. I really do like it. I think it handles and gels to my driving style quite nicely. So if you haven't actually raced it at all yet, feel free to give it a go in the Group 4s. I think I'm thinking about a potential manufacturer picking in the future, but it's the Group 3 that I don't really get along with, but of course we'll play that by ear in the future. Anyway, so we're actually going to slot in nicely behind Kevman for now, and we're going to just kind of basically just try and follow him. And at the same time, while we're behind him, we're actually getting the slipstream, so we can actually start saving fuel, which is actually, I said actually a lot of times there, didn't I? How many times? But I need to try and save fuel as much as possible. So what I'm going to try and do is short shift. I don't believe I changed gears, sorry, not gears, the fuel mixture. It was like, could be a good idea. I didn't want to risk losing everyone up ahead. And as for the delta, we'll have a little look at that in a second. So yeah, about 12 seconds away from Shifter and Roxilla. So they're having their own little battle up ahead. And of course, our battle at the moment resides with Kevman and McFlurry. There are two in our closest proximity for now. So we're going to nail that corner right there. Not so much this one. Ideally taking that flat out, but I think it's harder to do in the mediums. In the softs I've got confidence, and also in the softs I know I can get 9 laps around here quite comfortably. So really we're going to see if we can just push the mediums as much as they can go. Now if we look up ahead here, Kevman unfortunately touches the dirt and goes off track. We're going to just have a little sneak back there on the replays. That's very unfortunate, that, but of course his loss is our gain. Now although Kevman has of course lost a bit of time, I'll still carry the torch for us, being one of the Kevman liveries of course. So we're going to carry it strong. So we have caught up to McFlurry, so we've been keeping it quite consistent on track and really trying to stick with him. The thing is with this track, it's very much got an equal amount of straights as it does corners. So where I'm catching up to McFlurry, he's starting to get away from me on the straights. I've got the corner advantage and the braking advantage. So I think it's either now or very soon anyway. We're going to start short shifting even more so than we're doing now. It looks like a sneak up ahead, getting a penalty there. I'm not sure what happened. So I'm actually going to see him come into play very shortly here. Because on the straight, we are just about to slipstream off the instant here, but I think it's going to be, well, full right between us. And we're going to see, what do I decide to do here? Should we stay tucked in or should we attack? Let's attack. So we're going to go out, go side by side here, but I decided to back out of it slightly, giving each other a lot of respect, a lot of space. So that is always a nice sign. And you can see here just some lovely camera work by the game. No complaints there. It does look very nice. And yeah, we're pretty much just going to try and stick with this train here and really try and work our way through it. But as I said earlier, these two are the main ones we've got to worry about for now. Well, actually, sorry, it was Kevman and McFlurry, but now it's Sneak and McFlurry. So, you know, we still want to try and work our way around. So Sneak's going to go for a lovely move on McFlurry, and it looks like in the WRX up ahead, he's got the corner advantage there again. So it could be one to watch out for later, or even later on in the season anyway. But without getting too far ahead of ourselves, let's try and focus on this corner here. So McFlurry decides to go a little bit defensive there, but I know I'm saving fuel and also tyre wear back here, so actually this is working to my advantage. And to my knowledge, the Nissan's not too good on tyre wear, so actually this is almost like a double positive for us. if we can just stick behind McFlurry, we could actually start maybe making some ground. Just so long as it's not slowing us down entirely. So it goes wide, so we're going to look to go for the move. But again, decide to back out of it here. You can see here, I'm already starting to short shift. Just trying to save as much fuel as I can. That's pretty much going to be necessary on this one. At least for this car anyway. I know some cars might be able to handle it, but I'm just trying to save as much time as I can. So when we're right behind him, we don't need to push the car so much, so of course we can afford to short shift. It's mainly when, of course, everyone's getting away, then we want to keep up. Because that slipstream is basically our, that's our lifeline, so we don't want to lose that. So as you see, Sneak and McFlurry both trying to break each other's slipstreams, so I'm actually going to just stay right behind and try and tuck in as much as I can. And of course this slipstream train that we've kind of going on between us three, very helpful. You can see here again, we're just going to try and keep it all, keeping the best apex and just trying to keep it all tucked in, which actually you can see there, we're just massively gaining on McFlurry on those corners there, so that's of course going to be really helpful to us. And that time is slightly getting brought down, but it looks like to our leaders it's actually, that time's going up. So ideally, Shifter and Roxilla can keep fighting, and same with Gurnell if he's in the mix. Hopefully they can all keep fighting, so that actually invites us in. That'd be nice. So you can see there we've instantly caught up, so that's definitely one of McFlurry's slower corners. So we'll have to remember that for later. We'll see if we can start making up some more ground. And again, continuing to short shift, make most out of our fuel. And you can see there the tyres, well, they're starting to look a bit used by now, but I think I'm going to be able to push them a bit longer. Now ideally, we want to pit maybe just after halfway through. So I think where most people are going to be pitting, in fact I think the pit window will be opening up shortly for everyone. I'm going to try and hold off a little later, just so I can actually start going on the attack, because I'm bloodthirsty for some good results. So there we go, so we're going to just tuck in here, and of course we've got quite a big straight, so really just try and make the most out of this here. And you can see here short shifting for days, so absolutely helpful right there. And it looks like he almost loses actually, so Shifter and Danny in the pits, so that might be very interesting later on. They could be going for a two-stopper or just be going for a very long second half, well they're both on softs there, so very interesting news. Now we're not going to worry about them for now, but we'll bear Danny and Sneak in mind for later. So our main goal is to tuck right back into the slipstream. Shifter is in the pits and again on soft, so he's probably going to go to a harder compound. Just to let you know on the rules, oh it looks like Vest is also in the pits there as well, again also on softs. So 2 tyre compounds are going to be needed. You'll go from either racing softs, go from racing softs to racing hards, but anywhere in between you're allowed to go, and either combination as well, so you can go from softs to mediums, mediums to softs, softs to hards, hards to softs, and hards to mediums, mediums to softs. Pretty much all combinations I can think of there. So of course options are available. I'm always opting to go on the back, start on the back foot, and then go on the attack later on, especially in this Toyota here. I might have a little bit of pace around here, maybe not the best, but I've got a bit. But with the acceleration on this, and especially let's say later on in the season, I'm going to struggle, so I'm going to need to start on the slower compound pretty much 9 times out of 10 I think. We do have Le Mans later on in the season, a couple of weeks time, so we'll have to figure out a strategy for that one, and Catalonia next week, but we're not going to worry about them too much right now. We are actually going to go side by side though with McFlurry, so we're going to briefly find ourselves, or maybe we will actually, it depends if we can pull away, maybe not, but there you go. So we're actually fighting, oh no never mind, so we are actually going to find ourselves in P3 here. So we are at the longer straights of the track, the longer sectors, so we'll have to see if McFlurry goes on the attack, or if we're actually going to be able to maintain this. So we're going to actually stick ourselves in the middle of the road here, so not getting the best in terms of corners, but it does mean that he's actually going to get a very nice move done on the outside, so we're going to have to give it to him. But I wasn't ready to break away really too much at the moment anyway because of the tyre saving and the fuel saving I'm trying to do. So I don't really know if anyone else is trying to do that, but I know what we're trying to do, and pretty much just to try and keep it safe. Though we do get a move done very nicely on the hairpin there, so happy days. We're going to be approaching the Schumacher S's here. Are we able to break away? Can we get that time build up a little bit more? We are now in P2, so Gurnell is really next on the list to attack, but it looks like we're not actually going to be anywhere close in attacking distance yet, so that's fine. We're going to just pretty much keep things as safe as we can do. So at this point I'm pondering going into the pits, but I want to try and not go when McFlurry goes. So we're going to skip forward here to lap 13 where we go in, and you can see here we've got a little bit of fuel in here, but we just need to put in some more. But we did do a good bit of fuel saving. That's actually going to buy us a lot of time. So we're going to come out here in P8, which is of course not too bad. Looks like McFlurry goes in the lap after here, so started on mediums, so same as myself, so it should mean that he comes out on softs. I don't know if he's done any fuel saving, but I think the Nissan, as I said earlier, is a faster fuel burner, so actually I think we've saved a good bit of fuel there. And you can see there we've actually already caught up. Danny and Sneak have been battling, so we're going to find ourselves getting invited into their fray. The two-way battle is soon going to become a three-way battle. And if we look on the left there, fastest lap, Rockzilla, 201.175, that's pretty fast. But shall we see if we can get anything faster than that? Well, we're setting purple sectors right now, so let's see what we can do. So anyway, going through the Schumacher S's here, and taking a very nice line. We want to make sure we're full throttle for that one in pretty much any Group 4 car, I think. And actually, I think you can probably do it for any Group 3 car as well. So Danny and Sneak both going off track here, and unfortunately I go into the back of Danny once again, second time that game, but there was nowhere I could go on that one. And again, I did apologise for trying my hazards, but just nothing I can do. Me and Sneak have a bit of a drag over here to the, well, of course, to the final chicane of the lap. But luckily I get the move done. I'm very conscious on where Sneak is right now. Try not to let him take the position back. Luckily I do just about pull out ahead, and we do start breaking away. So happy days. Back into P5 where we started. Took 15 laps, but you know, it's already looking good. So anyway, we're going to shortly be jumping forward here. I think we're going to jump. Oh, look at that. There you go. Fastest lap of the race so far. We'll keep an eye on that. We're going to jump forward here. So lap 18. Vest, our next target here. See there, the Delta on the left, he's actually a fair bit now. Oh, it looks like Rockzilla and Shifter have stopped battling as well, as I've seen. Looks like on the mini-map here, I think Rockzilla's starting to break away there. And we know Rockzilla is very fast at this one, so of course we'll try and get the upper hand at some point on him. So anyway, Vest is just ahead of us here. Now, as I mentioned earlier, he is one of the newer racers to the season, and to the race Asylum as well. So of course we want to make sure we're being very respectful, giving him a great example of racing and of course fairness and respect on track. So we're going to try and figure out a way around him. We've got 2 laps. We don't have a whole lot of time here, but have we got enough time? Well, we are closing in, that's for sure. And we're actually almost in the slipstream here, so we're going to see where we come out with after the straights. So going to just try and keep things as safe as possible. We know that Vest is on a slower tyre compound, and also, actually I think he qualified higher than me, so probably does have better race pace, but we're going to get the chicane very nicely done there. We're going to of course cut lots of it, and of course approaching this final corner here. We just need to keep this as tight as possible, which we do for the most part. Maybe could have got a little bit better there, but we are in slipstream now, so that's very good news. And it still looks like we've got the fastest lap, which is great, and there's not a lot of time for anyone else to set it. I think I've pretty much got the freshest tyres as well, so that's always helpful. Now, approaching the first turn for the penultimate time, second to last time. And we're going to look up ahead here. Vest, fortunately getting a little bit wrong there, going 2 tyres off the white line, actually 4 tyres off the white line. So that's not too good. That's actually going to invite Vest to get a penalty, I think. Of course, we're going to cut this corner as much as physically possible while keeping it straight. Are we going to see that penalty pop up? I'm not too sure. There it is. Quite a heavy penalty there, so things must have gone wrong. And looks like it almost loses it. So we're going to get a nice move done here. Similar to McFlurry's move, but we're going to just get it, you know, on the outside this time. And again, lots of respect being shown. That's the main thing here. We want to be as safe as possible. So, of course, now we're approaching the final lap. And you see their fuel? We're alright. We overfueled, which is good. I want to make sure I could attack. This is all part of the master plan. And in P4 right now. So, we see there, Gurnell and Shifter both battling. We're going to keep an eye on them, because there is still a lap for things to go wrong. Or the final lap for things to go wrong. So let's just, you know, see what we can do. Give it our best shot. Even if we do finish 4th, we have still finished better than when we started and had an amazing recovery. So anyway, we're just going to shove the car one last time here. And now we're going to just, as you see, they're getting a really nice line. We're going to see there, so the time, what's that, 2 seconds? My MacBook doesn't want to be very clear with me in terms of timings exactly right now. Hopefully we'll get that fixed for next time. So we are still quite a bit of a ways off of our fastest time and also the Delta. But let's just keep an eye out on that. They're going to go side by side here, so that's going to invite me in a little bit closer. And I believe I've got the faster tyre compound and the slower race pace, faster tyre compound, and actually fresher tyres as well. So, you know, that's 2 out of 3. That's going to be very helpful there. And look, if we just look up ahead here, they're very close to each other. But it looks like Gurnell gets a penalty there, so must have just cut it. Of course, Rockzilla is gone. In fact, it's probably about to finish the race at this point. He's just got just going past the chicane, so not long left. So there he goes. He actually did help me on this one, so many thanks for that, mate. It does mean the world to me that you, of course, wanted to help me. It does mean a lot to me. So look how much time we gain on Gurnell up ahead here in the Mazda, in the lawnmower. So here we go. He's got a penalty. We've not got much fuel left. We're on the final turn. What could happen here? So he's got to serve this penalty. Shifter might just be a little bit too far away, but what we're going to do is we're just going to go right through him, and look at that. P3. Podium finish, fastest lap of the race. Well, sweet recovery there is all I'll say. I had an amazing race, and I think that's my favourite race of both of the seasons actually so far. So, well, I'm blown away. That was amazing. For one of my weaker circuits, I feel really good about that. So, anyway, Barcelona next week. Make sure you stay tuned for that. Like if you like, subscribe if you're new. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video. Thanks so much for watching. Take care.